Most email campaigns don't flop because of bad design or bad copy. They fail because brands are fundamentally misunderstanding how email campaigns actually work. We work with 7, 8, and 9-figure e-commerce brands, and I can tell you, most of them had agencies or in-house teams in place and were still leaving a huge amount of revenue on the table with the email campaigns before we came in and fixed it. And in today's video, I want to break down the biggest mistakes they were making, mistakes that were costing them tens of thousands of dollars every single month. So here you can see some proof where we have generated this client here, 674,000 euros in the last 30 days. This client here, we have generated 122,000 pounds in the last 30 days. And we've generated this client here, $186,000 in the last 30 days. So we know how you can generate a lot of revenue with email campaigns, and I want to show you what the biggest mistakes are and what the best brands are doing when it comes to email campaigns. Mistake number one that brands are doing is they're not sending enough email campaigns. When we audit Klaviyo accounts, we always see that there are weeks where they send no email campaigns, weeks where they send 1 email campaign, weeks where they send 3 or 4 email campaigns, but it's not really consistent. You want to be consistent and you want to send around 2 to 3 email campaigns per week. And the reason for that is that you want to stay top of mind with your customers and subscribers, because everyone has a limited budget that they can spend per month, and they will either spend it with your brand or they will spend it with another brand. But this money will be spent, and it's better spent with your brand. So don't think that if you send more emails, they will land in spam or you will annoy your customers and subscribers. If your emails are valuable and interesting and insightful, then they will open your emails and they will not go to spam, and they will not be annoyed by your emails. More emails means more touch points, and you can't convert attention you're not capturing. So send 2 to 3 email campaigns per week, and you will see how this will help you to generate more revenue with email campaigns. The second mistake we're seeing is that there's no system behind email campaigns. The email campaigns are totally random, they're totally disconnected, and they don't build on top of each other. What I mean with that is that if you want to have great email campaign strategy, then you want to think 1 month ahead, and you want to look at, okay, this is the next month. Here I will have a product launch. Here I'll have a promotion. And first you set these into your calendar, and then you think about, okay, how can I make sure that I'll get the most out of this product launch and the most out of this promotion? And what other campaigns do I need to add in this month to make sure that I'm making more revenue with this product launch and this promotion? For example, if you're launching a new product, then you should create this kind of awareness around this problem and tell them, like, here's the problem, here's why it's important, and maybe there will be something special that we will launch this week, so keep an eye on your inbox. And this way, you're not just sending a random email campaign that has nothing to do with your product launch, but you're way more intentional. And only if you have a system, you can make sure that you're maximizing your email campaign revenue. Your email campaigns should never be random. They should always have an intention behind it. Either you want to find something out, either you want to test a new angle, you want to improve the performance of your product launch or of your promotion, but it needs to make sense overall, and only then it will also translate into you generating more revenue with your email campaigns. The third mistake we are seeing brands doing is they're breaking the acquisition narrative. And what I mean by that is they have a winning ad with a specific angle that converts, and then you need to reinforce the same message on your landing page and also in your email campaigns. But if the brand is talking about a specific angle, problem, and desired situation in the ads that is working really well for them, and then your email campaigns are talking about the secondary benefit of the supplement, for example, or they're talking about a different desired situation, then there will be a disconnect between the winning ad and the email campaign. And what will happen is that this will decrease the conversion of your email campaign. And this just makes sense because they've consumed 1 minute or 2 minutes of an ad, and this ad talked about their problem and the desired situation that they want to reach. But now your email campaigns are talking about something totally else. So there's a disconnect, and it's not continuing the conversation that you started in your ads. Then of course the email campaign conversion rate will not be as high as it could be. And that means you will not generate as much revenue as you could do with your email campaigns. And here's where we are thinking differently. And we first start with, okay, what are the winning ads? What is the angle that they're using? What problems are they addressing? What desired situation are they talking about? What phrasing are they using? And based on that, we will continue the conversation with our email campaigns or in our email campaigns, and using the same angle, problem, desired situation, and phrasing to continue the conversation and reinforce the same message we had in our ads to increase campaign conversion rate. But what we're seeing most brands are doing is they just go to ChatGPT, find some content ideas, and then they're sending some email campaigns about these content ideas, and then they will call it a day. But you can do it, but you will lose on a lot of revenue because there's a disconnect between where these people came from and from what kind of framing and what kind of messaging you're sending now to them. And then on top of that, you could also understand, okay, what are the best selling products from this brand? Okay, 80% of revenue is coming through this one supplement. then let me talk in 80% of my email campaigns about this supplement and about this problem and desired situation that we're talking about in our winning ads. And once you do that, you will see how you can generate more revenue with email campaigns. Of course, if 80% of revenue is coming through one supplement, then you should have upsell emails. But I'll always look at, okay, are the upsell emails working better, or are emails working better where I'm talking about this specific supplement and I'm mimicking the winning ad and winning angles. Your winning ads tell you exactly what your email campaigns should say. And the best brands reinforce the same angle across every channel. Winning ad, landing page, and email. And if you do that, your email campaign conversion rate will go up. And if you don't do that, you will break the acquisition narrative. If this video was interesting to you and you want help to increase your email campaign revenue to make more money from your existing email list, then click the first link in the description and book your free audit. The fourth mistake we're seeing is that most brands have low click-through rates. Your subject line needs to get people to open the email. Your email needs to get people to click the email and go to your website, because nobody can buy in your email. They can only buy on your website, and your email needs to sell the click to get people to your website. And what we're seeing is that there are a lot of mistakes that brands are doing when it comes to optimizing their click-through rate. I filmed another video about it that I will link here that you can check out, where I talk a little bit more in depth about how to improve your click-through rate and how our clients are generating 1.5% or higher click-through rates with their email campaigns. But the basics are: put your CTA above the fold, insert trust elements near the CTA, so reviews, guarantees, social proof, or your Trustpilot score, and have outcome-driven CTAs. Don't say shop now or discover more or learn more. Use something like get 30% off, fix your problem, claim your discount, something like that. That will entice more people to click your email. So make sure that you improve your click-through rate. You can watch this video, or you can just follow these click-through rate fundamentals. The fifth mistake we're seeing is that brands have poor segmentation and deliverability. So when it comes to segmentation, they're either sending to a small list, and they could send to more people. So they could send to 10, 20, 30, 40% more people that would generate them additional revenue. Or they send to many people, which hurts the email deliverability, and the emails will not land in the inbox, but in the promotion tab or spam folder of the customers and subscribers, which leads to less revenue through email campaigns. And I can honestly say, most brands have poor segmentation deliverability, or most of the brands that we're auditing have these kind of issues. But once you have the right segmentation in place and you have 40 to 50% open rate, then it will improve your email deliverability and improve your chances of landing in the inbox of your customers and subscribers. And that alone will increase your email campaign revenue, because you're not sending to too many people and you're not sending to few people. So you're sending to exactly the right amount of people, which gives you the best of both worlds. So you're sending to as many people as you could to maximize revenue, and also you're not hurting your email deliverability. And once you set this up, this will improve your email campaign performance and also scalability. So let's look at a good and a bad example. So let's check out the bad example first, which is from Skims. It's the brand from Kim Kardashian. And you can see no CTA above the fold, no CTA at all in the email. So they're not getting people to their website. And then also it's looking like a magazine post or something in a newspaper, but not like a conversion optimized email. It's communicating a message, but it's not getting people to do anything. They're not signing up to a pre-sale. It's not really hyping all of that up. It's just a few images, no CTAs at all, and then also some copy, which is I don't think it will be readable on a phone because there's not enough contrast in here. So this is not how your email campaigns should look like. They should look like this here. So here's a great example from Lunavia. So you have trust and authority right at the top of the email, because they're using this Dr. Kent as the authority figure. Before and after, CTA above the fold, social proof. 105,347 people cleared their nail fungus with this one treatment. They're talking about how and why nothing else has worked and why their product will work, and they explain the mechanism. They introduce the solution. They explain why it works and the benefits, more before and after, more benefits. Adding the 90-day money-back guarantee here at the end. Again, social proof, CTA, and they're closing the email with another authority section from their doctor. This is how your emails should look like. And if you have an email like this, it will convert a lot better than the standard emails you're currently sending. So what are top brands doing differently? The first thing that they do is that they are consistently sending 2 to 3 email campaigns per week, which helps them to stay top of mind with their customers and subscribers. And when their customers and subscribers have money to spend, they spend it with them, not with their competitors, not with other brands. The second thing that they're doing is they align their email campaigns with the acquisition angles. So people are going through a cohesive and consistent customer experience. They have the same messaging and angle in their ad, on the landing page, and also in the email campaigns, which will increase the likelihood of them converting for the first time or buying again. The third thing that they do is they focus on clicks, not on opens, because they know the main objective of an email is to get the click to the website so they can go through your website, which is optimized, and then they buy from your website. And here's, for example, a great example of how you can improve your click-through rate. So what you see here is you have the main headline, which is talking about the desired situation, CTA above the fold. You have a CTA for basically every section of the email. Here again, and you have social proof, which increases trust and gets more people to believe that what you're saying is actually true because you're showing them proof here with reviews, and then you have another CTA, and you've also added the guarantee that they will get. That's a great example that you can mimic. The next thing they do is they have strong segmentation in place. So they're sending to the right amount of people, they're excluding the right segments, and they can maximize email campaign revenue because they're sending to exactly the right amount of people that they should send emails to, which will also help them improve their email deliverability and won't hurt their email deliverability because they're not sending to too many people and they're excluding the right segments. And once you do all of that, and once they have this kind of plan set up, what will happen then is that the email campaign revenue will go up because they're doing all the things that are necessary and important. Nothing is random. Everything has a system behind it that they're following, which will help them to maximize the email campaign revenue. So send 2 to 3 email campaigns per week, match your winning ad angles in every email, optimize relentlessly for click-through rate, segment your audience properly, build a structured retention system and content plan that makes sense overall. And what will happen then is your emails will generate more revenue for you. And this is additional revenue on top. Once you have, 50K coming in through email campaigns, and you add all of these optimizations, what will happen is that you will make 10, 15, 20, 30% more email campaign revenue. And if you would just do 20% more email campaign revenue and you make 50K per month, that will mean you would make an additional 10,000 in revenue per month from your email list, which will lead to you generating an additional $120,000 per year. If this video was interesting to you and you want help to increase your email campaign revenue to make more money from your existing email list, then click the first link in the description and book your free audit. In this free audit, we will show you how we would specifically increase your email campaign revenue for your brand, how much more revenue you could generate per month with your email campaigns, and we'll show you the strategies we would implement for you and how that would look like. So if that's interesting to you, click the first link in the description and I'll see you in the next video.